Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. To get ourselves a treat.
So last week we were pretty bad. I'm gonna be real with you.
We were bad. Like what? Really?
It wasn't a great podcast. We were super tired, and it wasn't
Dude, let's change that.
Let's change that.
I'm not even tired today.
Well, we have a lot to talk about too.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about. Did you see everything?
Did I see everything?
Or see the trailers and everything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what they were already. Some of them. One of them in particular. I'm like, what? Which one was this again?
Yeah, no. I was like,
That's probably not a good sign for the movie.
I know, right? Oh, dang, I kind of forgot some of them. All right. Hey, so not to start off with more bad news, but did you hear about Peggy Lipton? Isn't that from Twin Peaks?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She was.
She passed away, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't watch Twin Peaks, but
I was literally just watching like a then and now of Twin Peaks. Literally
Really?
Today.
Dang.
Now I guess. Oh, man.
Is she in the new one?
Actually, I haven't seen her yet. I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
So, dang, she might be.
Dang, that sucks though.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Rest
man.
in peace.
I know that's probably your girl because you're a Twin Peaks guy.
I do like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. So rest in peace, Peggy Lipton.
Rest in peace.
Not to start on any bad news here, but all right. I think what we should do now though.
Yeah.
Is like let's just contemplate our life choices.
A moment of silence for our life choices.
For our life
apparently.
choices, yeah.
What's going on here?
No, I don't know. The thing is, when we did the tribute to John Singleton, I had to actually go in and redo it because we're like, rest in peace, John Singleton. Like, rest in peace, you're in a better place. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. And I was like, okay, wait.
What?
I was like,
oh, okay.
Because of the news, like,
oh boy,
intro.
Please don't tell me you posted it.
No,
like
I
that.
didn't. See, I did post it, but then I rewatched it, and then I'm like, ooh, because when I don't listen to it when I edit it. I just put in the thing, So when I re-listened to it, it was like,
so bad.
It was like, John Singleton, may you rest in peace. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. And I'm like, oh god. I'm like, okay. So what I did was I just, I went back into it and I pushed that down. And then the last time we talked about, who passed recently? Someone else.
You mean last week?
Yeah.
Peter Mayhew?
Yeah, Peter Mayhew, and we talked about Peter Mayhew. I intentionally, while recording the podcast, I put in a buffer of that story of me being blocked on remember that guy's Instagram feed or Twitter feed. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'll have that in between the go fuck yourself San Diego and everything else.
There you go.
Because I was like, we need that
you need a little bit of a...
Yeah, we need that. We need that room.
Space, man.
We need some of that space just because you don't want to just go into it,
Okay.
So anyway, let's go into that right now, though.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego. I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
I'm as bad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
News might just be something I love.
Back to you, fuckers!
Go fuck yourself.
All right, so, dude, so there's probably more news, but this whole thing will just cover everything.
This might as well be list time because that's what
dude, holy crap. So, Disney has released its freaking Fox and Disney and Pixar and Marvel and Star Wars, all that good jazz, theatrical releases up until 2027.
Yeah.
Which includes 3 new Star Wars films, 8 new Marvel films, and a couple other surprises which we'll get into. You just want to go? Let's just go.
Sure,
Let's just go.
I didn't read them all, so this will be new. Some of these will be new for me.
All right, so I'm just going to list the ones we've already talked about. So this is 2019, Tolkien, Aladdin, Dark Phoenix, Toy Story 4, Stuber, which we saw the trailer for, but we didn't even want to talk about it, with Kumail Nanjiani or whatever his name is, because it just looked bad. The Lion King, I don't know what this is. The Art of Racing in the Rain. That's a Fox movie.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, and then another Fox Searchlight movie, Ready or Not. So, okay. Always looking forward to Fox Searchlight.
Searchlight, yeah.
Another Fox movie, Ad Astra. That's Brad Pitt's sci-fi movie.
Woohoo!
You know, that's a Fox release.
Is he directing it or starring in it?
He's starring in it, but the guy directing it is he's a good director though. What did he direct? I think he directed like The Imitation Game or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I should look that up, but
cool.
Yeah, I know. Like remember when we did our top 5 most anticipated 2019? This was on like everyone else's list. I just didn't put it on my list because I'm like, it's a sci-fi movie with Brad Pitt. I'm like, that could be cool, but whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Another Fox movie, The Woman in the Window, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I didn't even know this was coming out. Did you know a sequel to Maleficent was coming out?
Nope.
What the hell is that?
Like it's a sequel?
I think it's a sequel.
I thought there was a second one already. I thought this. Whatever, man.
I
don't even care.
With Angelina Jolie?
I don't even care.
You don't even care? Did you see the first one?
No, I didn't.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah, it didn't really pique my interest.
Here's what I am looking forward to: Ford versus Ferrari. There's been a lot of like really good talk about this one. You know, this is another Fox release, which is now Disney owned. So yeah, obviously it's about
Cars.
But I hear it's like the early word on it is that it's pretty amazing.
Okay.
And of course we got Frozen 2, Star Wars Episode 9, Spies in Disguise, which is weirdly a Fox animated film.
Oh, lovely.
That's the one with Will Smith turning into a bird. Remember that? Do you remember that?
No, but Fat Ugg.
Fat Ugg. 2019 is kind of a lackluster year so far.
2019.
I'll be real. And looking at this Disney slate, I know this is just Disney's slate, so it's not like every movie coming out or anything. But there's only a couple movies I'm really looking forward to here. Yeah. You know, like Toy Story 4, Aladdin, Lion King.
Yeah.
Frozen 2.
I have been pretty disappointed with this year so far.
Yeah, me too. I just feel like not a lot has been released this year. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like last year I would be like, oh man, there's 2 movies I want to see coming out this weekend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember even at the tail end of 2018, like freaking Bumblebee, Aquaman, and like Mary Poppins all came out the same weekend, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This, I feel like we're just going weeks without movies, and I'm like, man, you know?
Yeah, it's not even that we're going weeks without movies. It's just movies we're not interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I looked it up last week because my friend from work, he always goes every Tuesday, and I'm like, what should he see? So I looked it up, and I think he ended up going to see the one with Dennis Quaid.
Oh, the Intruder?
The Intruder.
Oh, that looks so bad.
But, like, there was nothing else to choose from. Like, see, there's that a long shot.
Because The Intruder was number 2 under Endgame for, like, biggest box office during the weekend. Yeah. It only made, like, $11 million or something like that.
$11 million for a movie of that caliber? I feel like that's not that bad.
That's not that bad for that movie. That's big for that movie. But it's crazy that was number 2. You know, obviously the disparity, like, Endgame was, like, 300 million.
Yeah.
Like, it was 11
Everyone
million.
was still seeing that movie.
Yeah. There's even a guy named Big Hush on YouTube, and he's known for actually making Jason masks. Like, he make like Friday the 13th customized masks, and he's really good. You should look him up if you want to.
Okay.
And he does movie raps as well. It's kind of like a side video he does, where every week he raps about the movies coming out.
Oh,
and you can tell that he's like grasping at straws some of these weeks, man. For like these 2019 weeks, I'm just like, oh my gosh. One of them, he only rapped about Endgame because that was the only movie that came out that week. You know?
Some of these weeks, you can literally just be like, oh, yeah, and then just drop it.
Yeah.
And then literally that's it. That's the video.
Yeah.
Well, get it.
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Boom. Yeah. Drop the mic. Yelling at the mic. All right, so let's get into 2020, though. Here's something interesting. I was not expecting this. Dude, 2 days before this list came out, I sent a DM to my main man, Will Eubank, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, when's Underwater coming out? Is that a 2019 release? And I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to respond, right?
He did.
And
nope, it's not.
And nope, it's not coming out in 2019. Because 2 days later, this freaking list is released. Turns out Underwater comes out January 10th, 2020. And that's another Fox property, obviously. Mm-hmm. And that's interesting on many levels. First of all, after I DM'd him I DM'd him again, and I'm like, oh, never mind. January 10th, 2020. And then he actually responded to me. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I couldn't say anything because of the Disney-Fox merger or whatever, but I'm so excited that we have a release date. And I'm like, nice. I got to ask him to be on the podcast now. I got to ask him.
Let's do an interview.
Do an interview. What's it like working with Kristen Stewart? Because I know that's your girl, isn't she? No?
I like. Don't get me wrong. I like her. I think she's gotten a bad rap. That's for sure.
Yeah. Anyone associated with
and,
Twilight
you know,
got a bad rap.
I do think she's cute.
Yeah. Because she's the main star in Underwater. So it is a January release, but I've been proven wrong with January releases before. You know, there are some good movies that come out in January.
I can't think of any though, but I'm sure you're right.
The Gray came out in January.
Yeah, that one was alright.
That one was great. What are you talking about? I love The Gray.
I need to rewatch it.
Oh, it's so good, dude. So emotional. Yeah, The Gray is great. Yeah. That's all I can really think about. The Green Hornet came out in January.
Ooh.
That was okay.
That was acceptable.
There's a couple okay films that come out in January. Point is, Underwater's coming out January 2020. And I'm looking forward to it, because how can I not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, it's not 2019 release, but...
Yeah, because you did have it on your list, and now...
Yeah, now it's not on my list.
Yeah.
Literally a week. I missed it by a week. Here's something you might be excited about, though. January 14th, 2020, Untitled Kingsman movie.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Wait, January?
February.
Oh, okay.
February 14th.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what they're going to do. I know they said something about... what did they say? Like, it was going to be like a prequel?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man.
Or like something...
Taron Egerton's not going to be in it.
Yeah, Taron Egerton's not in it.
He's kind of the hard carry. I love him.
Yeah.
Movies.
I was just thinking about Kingsman the other day. I know me and you disagree. I've been thinking about that first Kingsman movie, and I don't think it ages well with me. Because I remember I really liked it when I saw it in the theaters.
You already said this before.
I already have said this, and I didn't like the second one. I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it.
Yeah, we watched it.
But yes.
I seem to be the only one who, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's kind of...
It was so over the top. I really did not expect that movie to even have a sequel.
Yeah, that movie really did kind of turn into a cartoon a little bit.
It was so toony, but it was my favorite kind of toony.
Your favorite?
It was just borderline Kung Fu Hustle toony.
Yeah, I don't know if I go that far, but Kung Fu Hustle was pretty freaking good.
Pretty freaking good.
Pretty freaking...
Pretty finger-licking good.
Pretty finger-linking good. I said finger-linking good.
I did hear that.
All right, let's go into a Fox and Disney animated films here. Okay. On January 21st, 2020, we have Call of the Wild, which I'm looking this up right now. It's an upcoming... I don't know what this exactly means. It's a live-action CGI animated adventure film.
So it's just The Lion King.
So it's like The Lion King. Call of the Wild. Harrison Ford is in it. Dan Stevens, Karen Gillan, ooh. Omar Sy, Bradley Whitford is in it.
Omar Sy's the boy.
There you go.
I like him a lot.
There you go. And all I got here is that a domesticated St. Bernard / Scotch Collie dog named Buck is stolen from his Santa Clara, California home and sold to fright haulers in the Yukon. Okay. Is this a family film?
I don't know.
It's based on a novel from Jack London. So that's one thing.
Okay.
That we got to look forward to. It's a good cast.
Yeah, great cast.
That is a really good cast. Yeah. And then we have Onward with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. That's another Disney animated movie.
Okay, they reunite.
That's right. Of course, they're always reuniting, baby. Let's do it. And then we got the live action Onward, is coming out March 6th. And then March 27th, we have Mulan, the live action Mulan.
Okay.
What does that sigh? What does that sigh for?
I really like the original Mulan. Though.
Yeah?
It's just gonna be a war film. It's just actually gonna be a war film. What are you gonna do with it?
Well, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna Nolanize it where they make it dark and gritty.
It's gonna be Dunkirk.
It's not gonna be Dunkirk. It's not gonna be Saving Private Ryan.
Oh man, yeah. The only thing that's gonna keep it from being that is a CGI dragon.
Yeah, a CGI talking dragon.
Yeah, he don't do that tongue thing.
I wonder what the cast is. I'm gonna look this up because I remember they were casting because I look up casting calls and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, hey, what if blah blah blah,
I mean, yeah, we're talking about that again, so yeah.
Yeah, and they were casting for this film, and it's casting for all ethnicities, main character or whatever,
for
and
Mulan?
I'm like, for Mulan, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're not casting all ethnicities. What? They put that there as a formality.
How long ago was this?
This was like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, how are they just now casting?
No.
I was like, that's messed up.
You know what's funny? You just call this a war film. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Mulan is an upcoming 2020 American war drama film.
Did I not say it?
You did say it.
And guess what? I don't like war films.
You don't. I'm not a huge war film fan either. But that's just because there's so many of them.
Yeah, and I don't think that most of them have done anything original in a minute.
Right. Jason Scott, Lee, Gong Lee, Donnie Yen is in it, baby.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh, Jimmy Wong, Freddie Wong's brother, the YouTuber, is
boy.
in it. That's interesting. I said Jet Li, right? Yeah, and the main character is Liu Yifei. I don't know who she is, but she must be a newcomer.
Yeah, I feel like Disney does that a lot, though.
Yeah, they kind of make these careers for these young.
We need more because we were just talking about it. We were just talking about. Oh, if they were to do a Teen Titans movie, who would they cast as like the Teen Titans? And we were racking our brains trying to figure stuff out, and. It was like the age range was all over the place. One was like, oh, Michael B. Jordan could be Cyborg, and it's like, he's a little old. And then one was like, somebody said, oh, Tom Holland could be Robin or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's a bit of a big age difference. There's not a lot of young, like, new coming actors.
Yeah, that's why I think like when Disney puts out these casting calls, they look for stuff.
Yeah, they're trying to find new talent.
Yeah, it's being directed by Nikki Caro, who did McFarland's USA, The Zookeeper's Wife. Have you seen any of those films? North County, Whale Rider.
No,
I've not seen any of these.
I know what they are. They're like family movies.
Yeah. The Venter's Luck. So, but yeah. So anyway, Mulan. War film.
Oh boy.
Here's something crazy to me. Okay, January, February, April 3rd. New Mutants comes out. It's delayed again. They delayed it again.
They were supposed to come out 2 years?
2017.
Beforehand.
It's supposed to come out in 2017. February of 2017.
Oh, 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it got delayed. It was like from February 2017 to like August 2017. And then it got delayed. And it was supposed to come out the August of 2018. So it was delayed a full year. And now it comes out freaking April 3rd, 2020, dude. That's insane. They delayed this film that much?
I don't think anybody cares anymore.
I know, that's the thing. They released a trailer for this film.
Dude, I saw that
2
trailer
years ago.
I saw that trailer forever ago.
Yeah. That's nuts, dude. That kind of reminds me of Before I Wake. You know that Mike Flanagan film?
Oh, the one that came out on Netflix?
Yeah.
Eventually,
yeah. Because I remember seeing that. I saw the poster and the trailer in the theater.
Yeah.
In like 2010. And I was like, when is this film coming out?
I actually remember seeing that too. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then I think it was because Relativity Media, whatever it was, like went out of business. So, or like they went bankrupt, so that film was just in limbo, and then Netflix finally took it up, probably because Mike Flanagan had a good relationship with them built up at that point.
Yeah.
That scares the shit out of me. As a aspiring filmmaker, that's one of my biggest fears is getting caught up in something like that. Like, all of a sudden, my film's just in limbo. And it's like, okay, what's going to happen to it?
The future of it is uncertain.
Yeah, and I feel like, dude, they delayed this film so much, dude. Which, do you think that speaks to the quality? Do you think it's more of, like, Disney wanting to kind of bury the Fox X-Men films? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, distance itself from, like, yeah, but, like, that's kind of weird. Because you have to wait an additional year after Phoenix, which is the end of the X-Men movies. Then you're going to see another X-Men movie a year later.
Yeah, that's true.
That's super weird.
It is super weird. But it's like, I don't want it to not be shown because Josh Boone, like, put a lot of work into it. And it is kind of interesting to see, like, a horror superhero film, like a full-fledged horror superhero film based off of the X-Men
now we're going to get Brightburn before that now.
Yeah, right? So it's like, man, that's crazy, dude. It's delayed, what, 3 years?
3 years. 3 years and some change.
Wow, a 3 year. I don't think I've ever seen that happen in a movie. You know?
Yeah, for a big studio
movie. Like a big studio movie, yeah. That's crazy. Wow, dude. Anyway, let's go to May 1st, 2020. Untitled Marvel film.
That's it?
Untitled Marvel film. All these are untitled Marvel films. We kind of know what they are, but they kind of don't.
So I thought the next one's supposed to be Eternal.
That's what people are saying. Which, by the way, they finally casted Icarus as Richard Madden from Game
So
of
yeah, I
Thrones.
guess we'll knock that out. Yeah, because that's a separate part of the news. But I mean, we're already talking about it. Yeah,
that's
cool.
might as well kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, cool.
I'm excited for the Eternals. You know why? Because I love I'm down for anything Marvel. But I'm always more excited to see their like original stuff that comes out. Or, you know, I know it's like source material, but like their new properties come out.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Because every phase is like a good mix of like sequel and new. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see like their sequel. I mean their original
Is that
stuff.
me? Is that me? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think you vibrating over there.
Yeah. It's my mommy. Happy Mommy's Day.
Happy Mommy's Day. Yes. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So are we ready to move on from Eternals?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
All right, May 29th, Artemis Fowl. That got delayed. That got pushed back.
Yeah, I was gonna say we saw a trailer.
Yep.
Already.
So
Wasn't
that's
looking
interesting.
That great.
You said it wasn't looking that great, or
I didn't think it looked that great.
I thought it looked like weird. Yeah, I can't even remember. I remember
Yeah.
the tone was very weird.
I
if
remember
I
he
correctly.
put on the sunglasses, and I was really hoping that the Who.
Yeah. I hear like the book is like actually really dark.
Artemis Fowl, yeah, for a kid's book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for like a kid's
I
book.
did read it when I was a kid.
That's interesting. All right. We won't spend too much time talking about that. Go Kenneth Branagh. June 19th, 2020, untitled Pixar animation. Can't say anything about that, but cool. Fox movie on July 3rd, 2020 is Free Guy. Don't know what that is, but I mean, there's probably something. You know, this is why we need somebody here.
We need a secretary.
We need a secretary. You know, people like Joe Rogan just have like a fact checker.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Free Guy is an upcoming 2020 American action comedy film about a bank teller who discovers he is a background character in an open-world video game called Free City that will soon go offline.
Dude, he's an NPC?
He's an NPC.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's directed by Sean Levy, actually, who did Real Steel, and he's also one of the kind of co-creators of the Duffer Brothers of Stranger Things.
Okay.
Freaking, the cast is Ryan Reynolds, Lil Ray Howery, Taika Waititi, Joe Keery from Stranger Things, Jodie Comer, and yeah.
Sweet.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna make me feel sad for all my NPC boys in my games.
Yeah. Free Guy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, now here's something that kind of shocked people. Here's another Fox movie on July 17th, 2020. Bob's Burgers, the movie.
Dude, what the
is
fuck?
coming out.
I'm sure a lot of people are really excited about this. I've never watched the show.
I watched like one episode, dude, and I honestly, I remember my friends were actually like, "Oh, you gotta watch this show. We gotta watch this show. Like, let's throw up an episode right now." They threw up an episode. I didn't laugh once. I was like, I mean, it's kind of amusing, but it's not bad. But it's like it's not something I would actively watch and like laugh at, you know?
That's exactly how I felt with
And then-
BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, exactly. And then right after that, my friends were like, "Okay, to be fair, we did show you probably like one of the worst episodes they've done."
Okay.
I'm like, "Oh, really?"
You know,
Okay.
you're supposed to check that shit. You're supposed to find the best one.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, okay, yeah, that wasn't like their best episode, but trust me, like the other, like there are some really good ones. And I'm like, okay.
Oh my god,
Okay.
guys.
I think this is probably going to be like the Simpsons movie kind of CG, like the same animated style.
Oh yeah.
And I doubt it's going to be freaking live action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got another huge Disney film coming out on the 24th, and that's Jungle Cruise, starring The Rock. This is The Rock always trying to get into that jungle movie.
Is that an action movie?
Oh yeah, it's an American adventure film. It's live action.
Okay.
It's based off of the theme park of the same ride. The theme park of the same name.
Yeah, okay.
Paul Giamatti, Jesse Plemons, Edgar Ramirez, Jack Whitehall, Emily Blunt, and Dwayne
Did you
Johnson.
say Jack White?
Jack Whitehall.
Oh, I was like, Jack White is a movie star now?
I mean, he did score The Lone Ranger, so...
I wouldn't say that's a movie star movie,
No,
but that's
no,
cool.
no. I don't really know anything about it. Set in the 1930s during the Great Depression, a riverboat captain named Frank takes a scientist and her brother on a mission into a jungle to find a tree believed to possess healing powers. All the while, the trio must fight against dangerous wild animals and competing German expeditions.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, Jumanji 2?
Yeah, right? Is this a family film? Yeah. So that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we got... Okay, so then we have... What's the 8th month? August.
August? Yeah.
Yes. August, another Disney film. The One and Only Ivan.
Okay, that's why you were counting your fingers. Now I get it. Because I was like, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
You were counting the months.
I see. That's how you do it. The one and only Ivan, baby. I don't know exactly what it is, but we got to move on. All right, so, and then they skip like a couple months here. They skip a whole month here on the 9th of October. Got The Death on the Nile, and that's a Fox property.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to make money for a month.
Yeah, I guess so. And then on both of these come out on November 6th, and that's another untitled Marvel film, which I'm guessing is going to be Black Widow, the Black Widow prequel or whatever they're doing.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing. And then Ron's Gone Wrong.
What is that?
I don't,
Ron's Gone Wrong.
That's why we have...
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, though. All of these names for these Fox movies suck.
they
They're all bad.
really are.
Like, if I just had to judge based on the name of the movie, if I'd go to see it, I wouldn't see any of these movies.
I know, like, these movies have, like, just the worst names, dude. What, you don't like the name Spies in Disguise?
Ugh.
You don't think...
Fuck no, dude.
What, you're telling me you don't think that's awesome?
Dude.
All right, so Ron's Gone Wrong tells the story of the wonderfully walking, talking, digitally connected bot that sweeps the world. Oh man,
They're not. No.
That sweeps the world, becoming every kid's new best friend. But when an 11-year-old boy ends up with one that doesn't work, he attempts to teach it. He attempts to teach it, become a hilarious, heartwarming exploration of what friendship means in a world of algorithms and social media.
Oh boy.
So it's E.T. again.
Yeah, E.T. with
E.T.
social media.
With social media and Bumblebee and stuff. Okay.
I bet you any money they learn all that stuff through and teach the world about it through social media. Like they're sending pictures of like this fucking thing like on social media and everyone's like going crazy for it. Yeah. So in turn it brings us closer to social media. Yeah. this fucking dumb shit, dude.
I don't know, man. All right, going up next, it even says Wednesday, November 25th, we have an untitled Disney animation. And then on December 18th, here's another Fox property, but here's one we know about, West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story remake.
I heard about that one a while back.
Yeah, so that's cool. We've talked about that. I'm looking forward to that.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, and then on December 23rd, 2020, we have Cruella.
Okay.
Cruella, which is Cruella de Vil. Yeah, so they're taking the Maleficent route and like, let's make a live-action Cruella movie.
They're just gonna make like the villain Avengers.
Yeah, they are. Maleficent, Cruella, Ursula's next.
I mean, Maleficent can actually do something. What the hell is Cruella de Vil gonna do?
That's a good ass question, my buddy.
Just spank dogs. Oh boy.
Yep.
Animal abuse. So, are we moving on to 2021 now?
Moving on to 2021. So, here's the thing. I don't know how true this is.
I bet you any money, like, once you get past us to a certain year, you're just going to have a bunch of untitled name movies or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that's this right now. But there's a couple things worth mentioning. I think this might be a little interesting because, as you know, guess what? Guess what they delayed again?
Oh, boy.
If you just had to guess, what's something that's been delayed like 100 times? Besides New Mutants. But New Mutants is done. What's something that people have been waiting for? It's a sequel that...
Oh boy, dude, you're going to put me on the spot like this?
It's a sequel. It might be the biggest film of all time.
Of all time?
The biggest, highest...
Oh, Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar was delayed again, yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's coming out 2021 now.
Okay.
It's supposed to come out 2020. It's coming out in 2021. Is this film ever going to come out?
12 years later?
12 years later. Dude, it's done.
Dude, they're going to have to...
They're going to have to
CGI the original cast in there. They're
I know, for real. Dude, I'm telling you, they have to pull out some, like, movie-changing magic to get people as interested in Avatar 12 years after its inception.
Yeah.
Or after it's
maybe that's why he's waiting
release.
so long.
Maybe.
Maybe he's working on some sort of technology, like, under the wraps.
I've been watching a lot of documentaries recently about James Cameron and about like him making The Abyss and stuff and how that was such a crazy production and how people almost died and
it wasn't entirely like an underwater set or whatever. Yeah,
and everything was done practically and it was like the guy Steve Johnson who built practically, he built these aliens underwater. He said that was the only time he's ever cried on a movie.
Really?
James Cameron made him cry because James Cameron just demanded so much of him that was near impossible. He's like, I want clear creatures that are bioluminescent, that work underwater. And they have to be the most beautiful, most ethereal things.
What?
Yeah, and
So,
he's like...
so he just stressed him out so much.
Stressed him out so much, yeah, to the point where he cried. And not just him, but, like... people ever since The Abyss, like, whatever. Point is, I can definitely see why he likes CGI now, because after watching what he put his cast and crew through on The Abyss, I'm like, holy crap. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. He has an undying need to be the first in everything. Like, he has to be the first one to do this.
Yeah.
South Park actually made fun of it. You know the James Cameron song?
No, I actually don't.
His name is James Cameron. With an undying thirst to be the first. You know?
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Who's that? His name's James Cameron.
Anyway,
yeah.
I think it paid off in that movie. I really like that movie. I think it's kind of one of his more underrated movies.
No, I get it, but it's like he put his cast and crew through hell.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have done that. But
I feel like maybe he's delaying Avatar because he doesn't need to. Look at all the films we've gotten since Avatar. Obviously, the technology is there. I just feel like he wants to be that. He wants to be known as the innovator. So he wanted He wanted to be the one to innovate the technology, because the thing is like people innovated the technology before him, and I guarantee you that probably like pissed him off, because things like real-time motion capture, like where motion capture would be rendered in real time. Yeah. Was invented not by him, and I bet you that pissed him off.
That pissed him off?
He was like, oh, I wanted to, whatever.
Oh, so you can just throw the film out, like, editing is pretty much done for that?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I gotta innovate something else now, So he's kind of just playing catch-up.
Yeah,
I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. I love James Cameron. He's a great filmmaker. He's one of the best. I'm not, like, dissing him or anything. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, man, 12 years. You haven't made a movie in 12 years. That's crazy. Yeah. That's nuts. So Avatar, yeah. Anyway, untitled Marvel film comes out February 12th of 2021. Don't know what this is, but I'm looking forward to it. Cool. And then another Fox film coming out after that, Nimona. Don't know what that is.
Can I see it?
Yeah, Nimona. Do you even know what that means?
No.
You know what?
The Secret of Nim.
The Secret, right? The live action Secret of Nim movie. All right. So there is absolutely nothing about this film except that they do have directors, Patrick Osborne and Steve Loader. It's being produced by Roy Lee. That's all I know. Oh wait. Oh yeah.
What'd you find?
It is based off of something.
Okay.
It's based off of a fantasy webcomic by the American comics writer and artist Noelle Stevenson.
All right.
All right then. So that's Nimona.
Nimona.
All right, so I'm not going to even mention these dates just because this segment's going on too long. And then after that, we have Untitled Disney Live Action. But then on May 7th, 2021, Untitled Marvel. And then Untitled Disney Live Action, Untitled Pixar Animation. Now here's one from Disney. July 9th, 2021, Indiana Jones. Untitled Indiana Jones movie.
Come on, bro.
Dude, it's done.
I'm so tired of this.
It's done.
It was a trilogy. It was great.
Steven Spielberg didn't even want to do the fourth one.
Yeah, I think
and you
George
could tell.
Lucas wanted him to do
it. Do you think he just wants to he's like, I can't let it end on that note, and you just gotta be like...
God, I don't want it. So what, Shia LaBeouf gonna be the main character?
You know what they might do?
What?
They might do, de-aging, if I had to guess. With Harrison Ford.
No!
If I had to guess.
No! I don't want that either.
You don't want that?
Well, plus, you could tell by the way he moved in the fourth one that, he didn't have it in him anymore.
Well, they'll probably do, stunt doubles and, body doubles and stuff like that.
Okay. On to my next thing. He doesn't like playing the character.
No, dude, you pay Harrison Ford anything, he'll love playing anything.
Yeah, well, he's even said in interviews that his three biggest roles, he was like, I'm a fan of the character.
So I know obviously you don't want this, and I don't want it either, just because that last one was bad, man. The last one was horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't even blame Spielberg for that. But what would you? It's happening no matter what.
Yeah.
What would you rather have? A sequel?
No.
A prequel? What? A spin-off? If they had to do it.
Just reset it, I guess. I don't know.
A reboot? You want like a full-fledged reboot?
I mean,
It'd be a full-fledged reboot with Chris Pratt?
because if it's gonna happen, like... a prequel's just gonna be young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, young Indiana Jones. Yeah,
and it's gonna be just like Uncharted.
If I had to pick something, if I had to, like gun to my head, I honestly would want something that takes place like after The Last Crusade, and just like do the de-aging effects. You know.
So if we were going like the sequel route, the only thing is they set up Shia LaBeouf to be the next one. I don't want that at all. But if they were gonna do it, if they were gonna do it, and like somebody else like picked up the mantle, I'd be cool with that.
Oh yeah,
I don't really want like Harrison Ford coming back to this role.
No, I get you. So like someone else taking up the mantle.
Yeah,
that's not
cool.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
So they recast Shia LaBeouf. No, I get you. I don't know. I think Steven Spielberg is still attached to it. I love Spielberg. I loved Ready Player One. I know you didn't because you're crazy, but
I wouldn't call that. I won't call it that, but that's fine.
You know, that's all I'm saying. You're. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say crazy. I meant to say that you're unbalanced.
I don't know what that means either. So in other words, they gotta nerf me. Is this like a video game like?
I don't know.
Reference. Or
I don't know,
shit?
but I don't know. Interesting. Indiana Jones. I'll see it. I'll see it. And then we got Untitled Disney live action. Another same thing. And then on November 5th, 2021, we have an Untitled Marvel film. Ooh, who's that? Untitled Disney animation, and then Avatar 2 apparently as well. On 12/17/21. So, December 17th. I fucking suck with numbers.
There you go.
2021 is Avatar 2. Let's go to 2022!
Oh, boy.
Untitled Marvel, Untitled Pixar, Untitled Marvel. That's 2 in a year. Untitled Disney Live Action, Untitled Pixar, Untitled Disney, Untitled Marvel. That's 3, baby. Untitled Disney Live Action. That's 2 in a row. And then Untitled Disney Animation. And then Untitled Disney Star Wars. So does that mean... dang, they took a 2-year break? It looks like they did.
For the Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
2 years, yeah. 2 years until Untitled Disney Star Wars, which is December 16th, 2022. So that means that 2020 and 2021 we're not getting a Star Wars film, which honestly, they did say they were taking a break, and I'm glad they're sticking to their word.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they are. Yeah, it's going to get real tired real quick.
Yeah, because you don't want to... You want to create hype, you know? And I feel like with Marvel, they have things that can keep it fresh all the time because they're constantly introducing new things. With Star Wars, you really need to kind of take that break and then reignite that excitement, you know? Mm-hmm. So dang. Yep. So
taking off the hood.
Taking off the jacket. Right. Take off your pants and jacket.
Oh boy.
Get it?
Blink-182.
That's right. You know, I never got that double entendre until like years later. I'm being dead serious. I literally thought it was just take off your pants and jacket.
Yeah.
But no, it's take off your pants and jacket. And I was
that's adorable.
That's so clever. Oh, you want to know something else?
It's so clever.
You want to know something else?
What's up?
I saw a clip from the new Aladdin movie. You know that thing where he's like, can you make me a prince? He's like, there's a lot of wiggle room when you say, make me a prince. I can just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
And then a prince comes up. I didn't get that joke for a long time.
Really?
I'm gonna be real.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm confused by that joke. And then I got it. He made him a prince.
Yes.
Like, I'm like make me a sandwich sort of thing. Okay. That's like,
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it right away.
Yeah, I didn't understand that joke. I was like, I don't get that joke, but whatever. And then I finally got it. Literally, like 2 weeks ago. I freaking got I'm like, oh, he made him a prince.
Don't tell me you think that's clever, though.
I think it's clever.
You think it's clever?
It's like, dude, it's a classic. Like, make me a sandwich, and then you turn it into a sandwich. It's fantastic. Yeah, so that's 2022. 2023, we have Untitled Disney Live Action. And in December, I guess it's every December, Avatar 3. They're really committing to this.
Okay.
And then 2024, Untitled Star Wars in December. And then 2025, Avatar 4. And then 2026... Obviously, these are not the only films coming out that year.
Yeah,
from Disney,
at this point, they're like, it's too far away.
Yeah, exactly. These are the ones that they know are coming out. Avatar 4 for 2025. 2026, Untitled Star Wars. So that's the third, so it's another Star Wars trilogy. And then 2027, Avatar 5. 5. So,
fuck.
He waited 12 years to give us a sequel to Avatar, and then and then he just unloaded it.
There's no way. If he thinks that he can make new technology for each one of those movies that quick, no. You're fucking high.
Maybe he's just been making all these films for 12 years. Maybe he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to make all of them in the 12 years and then just release them.
Then why don't you Peter Jackson them and put them out once a year? And why wait 2 years?
Good question.
Yeah.
Is it 2 years though? Because Avatar.
You said 1 year was Star Wars. 1 year.
Oh,
was
you're
Avatar.
right. Yeah, you're right. Wow. Yeah, that's.
I don't know why he's doing that.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird.
I don't know. He's
maybe
really...
he's just he's this is a retirement plan to keep putting those movies out for that much time. He's like, okay, I need a little bit more money now. Okay, like the movie's coming out.
James Cameron must really like. It's cool that look, Avatar was a decent movie and all. I think it's a little obviously it's ballooned into something whatever, but love it or hate it sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like he didn't seem like the director who would just harp on one property or like one idea. You know what I mean? Like he did 2 Terminators and he's like, I'm done. You know, he did Aliens, he's like, I'm done. You know? Even though that was a sequel, you know what I mean? He used to, like he did True Lies, done. Like he's kind of just that dude who would just make something. And then that was
just
it.
walk away.
And then just walk away. But man, he really, really loves this storyline of Avatar. So
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know what he sees in it.
I don't know. But hopefully the second one will blow everything out of the water.
Maybe. I don't know.
From a storytelling perspective.
Yes.
Because the technology was what really sold Avatar. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That storyline did not sell Avatar. It doesn't hold up.
No.
But the technology, I feel like that's what he's really banking on the entire series to be, though, is technology forward, which is not what a movie is supposed to be. It's supposed to be story forward. So
yes.
I could, I feel I'm
not
just
everyone
worried.
thinks that way though.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm worried that he's been focusing so much on the technology that he's just gonna forget, the foundation of a movie, which is the story. The script. I don't want the script to be lost in the background because he's so focused on technology. But who knows? He's a genius. So who the hell am I to say anything?
Yeah, I guess.
You can't wait.
You can critique geniuses, right? Like that's a thing.
Yeah, but in the end, they win. So no matter what,
they win.
No matter what, they win. No matter what you say.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that's it. Woo! That was some news. That was a lot. I'm sweating. Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Just joking. Coming
soon to a theater near you.
All right, so you just want to get into trailers?
Yes.
We got enough. Fuck, we got so much to talk about. We have those weeks, dude, where nothing happens, and then we have those weeks where everything is just unloaded.
It's kind of funny because, like, in all reality, there's really not that much on here, but that one thing, that Disney thing, was, like...
huge.
Massive.
But we got some massive trailers.
We do.
2 in particular.
Two pretty big ones.
2 big ones. By the way, when Comic-Con comes out, that's usually when the movie news gets insane.
All right. There's going to be one that we save for the end.
Yes.
Obviously.
And then maybe we can talk about... Which one should we talk about first? Should we just go from least to greatest?
Yeah, sure. Because actually, I need to ask, which one was American Woman?
It was the one... That's so funny you say that, because that's the one, too, where I kind of forgot.
Remember.
It's the one with Sienna Miller, or Sierra
Miller? It's the one...
Doesn't her daughter vanish?
Yes. So it looks like Prisoners, kind of, or like, that same kind of, like search party type movie.
Yeah.
And they actually brought up... because they actually brought up, what's that movie? Winter's Bone?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't crazy about that movie. Now that you say it, I kind of can see the same aesthetic, the kind of rawness to it.
Yeah, kind of like that cold kind of,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not saying it's indicative of the quality of the film, the fact that I forgot about it, but I did forget about it.
I did forget about it, too.
This is the most forgettable trailer. And it's not even because it was surrounded by huge trailers, because there's a couple other on here that are smaller movies that I do remember pretty well.
Yeah, one of them I just remember because I'm like, there's really nothing there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we might disagree if it's the next one. Which, is that all we're going to say about American Woman? I mean, it looks...
It looks like it could be decent.
Yeah, I mean...
But if it's anything like a Winter's Bone, I wasn't really that big of a fan.
Right. It just kind of seems like one of those movies that it can either come out and be a huge sleeper or come out and just never be heard about.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised
Either way.
Either way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this baby came out and it was like Oscar swept. You know what I mean?
I'd be a little shocked at that.
I wouldn't be, because I could just see the Oscar bait kind of written on it, and I'm like, and that's not even, I'm not even insulting it. It's just, you know, kind of what it is. Yeah, I'm insulting it by saying the Oscars would love it.
I mean, it has merits that the Oscars can
right.
see.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those films where you see the trailer for it, you're like, oh, okay, when's this coming out? And then you just see it like on the DVD stand like a couple months later.
Yeah.
You know?
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
It really can go either way. Let's talk about something that I think looks great.
The Farewell?
The Farewell.
I think that movie looks great, too.
Okay. I was wondering.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the A24 film.
Yeah, with Awkwafina, who, by the way, I never took Awkwafina that, like, seriously. I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, she's only been in a couple things. Damn, like, she, like, in this trailer, I'm like, you got some chops. You got some acting chops.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know how I feel about the premise. Like,
yeah, but I think that's probably like an Asian cult. What is it, Chinese or Japanese? What is she? I can't remember.
Honestly, don't know. I didn't really look too much into the movie.
Yeah, but I feel like that might be part of their culture, maybe.
Perhaps.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what they said. They're like, we don't do that. Over here,
perhaps, but yeah. No, you know what? You're 100% right. Now that I think about it, like the way the trailer made it sound, that's true. It seems very uplifting, very, very peppy for its subject matter.
Yeah, but I feel like at the same time, it's gonna punch you.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have some gravity to it.
It's gonna gut punch you, dude.
Yeah,
100%.
It looks super cute.
It looks cute and it looks heartwarming, but it also looks heartbreaking, and I am not ready.
Yeah,
I am not ready. And again, Awkwafina,
I gotta say,
doing a good job.
A24's been putting out some like a wide range of movies. They're not like always like bleak like they used to be. I feel like there's a little bit of everything now.
There is a little bit of everything. And again, we've talked about it before. I don't consider A24 to be like the seal of quality by any means, because they have released some bad shit. You know?
I even agree too.
Yeah, but because people are like, A24, gotta see it.
It almost feels like every week we're talking about another A24 movie.
That's true. They are the ones kind of keeping indie films alive, so I do have to give them props for that. They started off with a bad taste in my mouth with Spring Breakers, because that was the first film I ever saw from them, and I was like, these people are garbage. But then they started
2017 was like their year. They had so many like great movies. I thought It Comes at Night, Ghost Story, Good Time. Like, it was a good year for them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they're a distribution company. I wonder if they just pick these films up. Which, if they do,
that's
okay. So that they're not like funding these films.
Yeah,
they're just picking
kind
them
of
up.
like Criterion.
Okay. So they have like an eye for these films then.
Yes.
Which is good.
But Criterion puts them, like, they release them once the movie has already came out and distribute them as like a Blu-ray. Like, yeah. And they're just, making sure that this movie gets their due.
For sure. Yeah. Going back to The Farewell, though, I'm excited. I think it looks good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it looks absolutely good.
The next one.
Judy.
Yes. Nothing to really go off of.
No, I get you. I did give this a very, very soft 4 on Stardust, but in reality, I really just kind of gave it a 3 in my head, just because it looks... first of all, the trailer is not... There's nothing there. Yeah. It is a teaser. I do like the idea of a biopic about Judy Garland, though. And I don't even like biopics, but I love Judy Garland.
I do too, but I just don't think... I know what happens to her. Like, I know what happened to her and stuff like that.
That's the nature of biopics. Like, you always know what happens to the person.
Yeah, but that's not actually true, because I had no clue what happened with...
Freddie Mercury?
With Tanya in I, Tonya.
Oh, really?
Not a clue. Uh-huh. So that was kind of like a thing for me.
Well,
and somehow I didn't hear anything about it before I saw the movie. But yeah, it's like, I mean...
You can always look it up. I mean...
That's true. But I'm saying, like... I really don't know the steps to how it turned out that way, and I don't know, like, if it's, like, a cinematic tale or anything like that. Yeah. It probably is, because, it's so closely related to Hollywood and stuff like that.
Right.
And my other concern is, like, Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, that's a weird casting choice.
Because I haven't seen her in so long. I don't know if she still has it.
Yeah, same here. And by the way, that joke I made about not knowing Freddie Mercury, that wasn't a joke at Freddie Mercury's expense.
No.
That was a joke kind of saying because it was so widely known. Publicized.
Yeah, no, I completely understood where you're
Okay, I didn't want people to be like, wow, you made fun of her. Yeah, you know.
No,
not at all. Yeah, there's not much to go off of in the trailer. I think the idea of a Judy Garland biopic, I mean, I love the golden age of Hollywood, and I'd love to see more of that, explored in film. But you're right. Renee Zellweger, I think she's going to have to prove herself because that's a weird casting choice. I haven't seen her in a long time. You know, the last thing I remember her being in was like Fun with Dick and Jane with like Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah, that is, it's been a minute.
It's been a strong minute, dude.
Yeah.
It's been a strong minute.
She had a weird, like, kind of downfall after, like, because she was in, like, Chicago right before that, stuff like that.
Was she in Bridget Jones' Diary?
Jerry Maguire.
Was she in Bridget Jones' Diary? Is that her? Yeah. Okay. And then they made a sequel to that, too, right? Bridget Jones something?
There was
Bridget Jones
3,
Baby?
actually, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn!
Yeah.
There's a Bridget Jones trilogy?
Yeah, there's a Bridget Jones trilogy.
Okay. Didn't know that. Yeah, so cautiously optimistic, but
yeah,
I'd have to see another trailer.
Yeah, I definitely need to, too.
For sure. So, ready to talk about it?
Yeah.
Chapter 2?
Let's talk about it.
It. Chapter 2. This is going to be... there's a lot to clip in this episode. Well, actually, probably just... Yeah, there's 2 trailers to clip here.
Oh, yeah?
Mish wanted to see Detective Pikachu yesterday, and I was busy yesterday, but I even said in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't want to see Detective Pikachu, because then I would have to talk about it on the podcast, and then that's another thing I have to clip.
Well, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but I saw Detective Pikachu.
Oh!
Yeah, it's whatever. You don't have to clip it or anything.
Damn it!
Yeah, I saw Detective Pikachu.
Or I can see it, because I might see it today, and then we'll talk about it together, if you want.
And just, like, wait and come back?
I mean, we could. I don't know.
I don't know when you're going to plan on seeing it, but...
I'm seeing it today.
Like, what time?
Tonight.
Oh, well, I mean, I go out tonight for Game of Thrones.
No, I mean, like, next week we'll talk about it.
So you want me to save it?
Save it until next week when I see it, and then we can... If
you want.
If we want.
Yeah, if you want, that's fine.
Doesn't matter to me. Anyway.
Save you some work, too.
Yeah, for real. It Chapter 2. Or you can say it, and then I won't clip it. Just your side, and then I'll clip both of our sides. You know?
Damn, alright.
Anyway.
Innovative.
Yes. It Chapter 2. First of all, this trailer, I appreciate the trailer. Let me tell you why.
The one scene?
The scene.
Yeah.
I like it when trailers do that.
Yeah.
They just show you one scene. It sets the tone.
I was really digging that scene, too.
It was creepy.
I did not like how it ended, though.
Yeah, the ending was a bit...
But like some of the moments when like she like is naked just walking through the back, I'm like, oh!
You know, something I didn't even notice until later on repeat viewings is, did you notice like when she's looking at the photo, Jessica Chastain is, there's like a little peak. Did you see that peak? Like the little...
Oh, in the background?
Yeah, in the background.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I thought they made it pretty obvious.
I saw like the weird popping and locking, and then
the popping and
yeah,
locking.
I saw that, and then obviously when she like walks by, you know, whatever. But when not the peak, I didn't see that peak, and I was like, dang. You
literally just brought back an old memory.
Yeah.
You know my friend David. He's got those. He's really tall, 6'7", big ass arms. He used to do this thing that we were obsessed with called the walk, and like his big fucking weird joints would just start going like weirdly when he would walk. And he would look like a squid or some shit like that. And for some reason, he'll never do it again. He pretends that he doesn't know what it is.
Oh, man.
He's like, dude, do the walk. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Gotta do it so
That was the walk. I just witnessed the walk from some old lady.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Gotta put some makeup on him, some zombie makeup, and he'll be a zombie in my next film.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, It Chapter 2... I think it looks good.
I think it looks good,
It looks real good. It's a teaser trailer, obviously, and I appreciated what they did with it. Dude, I like it. And you know what I also really like, too? Is that last shot of Pennywise when he, like, claps the light.
Yeah.
And then that freaking, he just, like, comes in. His movement is so unnatural. Like, even the subtlety with, like, his eyes is amazing. Mm-hmm. You know? And I think, you know what they did when he, like, comes out? I think that's a reversed shot. Like, they had...
shot?
Yeah, because you know how when you reverse footage, it kind of has that unnatural movement? I think they reversed it. Obviously, they made his face normal, like with CGI. Like, they CGI'd, like, his face normally.
Yeah.
But, like, him coming out like that, I think that was a reverse shot. That's what made it so weird looking.
Yeah, that actually does make sense.
Yeah, it's like... I'm telling you, dude. Like, I'm looking forward to it. This was on also an honorable mention on... the most anticipated of 2019, so I can't.
I'm just really I'm really digging the cast.
Yes,
like, whoa.
This is not your typical horror movie cast. This is an A-list cast.
It attracted a lot of
It really
lot of
did.
heavy hitters.
It did. James McAvoy, Bill Hader, Jessica Chastain.
And you know what? I am so excited to see Xavier Dolan.
Xavier Dolan,
Like,
yeah.
whoa, that's
Yeah.
gonna be weird.
It's gonna be interesting. Apparently, he plays one of the bullies, if you know the book, who like kills like this gay kid.
I don't know the book that well.
Yeah, in the book, like these two bullies like kill this gay kid, and that's kind of what causes Pennywise to come back.
Oh, okay.
You know, like because the hatred,
Yeah.
kind of like seeped out into the world or whatever, and revived him. You know what I mean? Something like that.
So I didn't know much about like what was going on with the old lady's house and stuff like that when she looked at the picture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it obviously looked like Pennywise, but like that was supposed to be him. in
Yeah,
the
that's Bill
picture?
Skarsgård. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's like I think they photoshopped him to be older, but that's Bill Skarsgård. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I could tell by the face.
Cool.
So, and
Creepy
they're not going to do this in the book. I guarantee you they're not going to do it. But apparently in the book there's this huge thing of like they think that woman is the daughter of Pennywise, but it just turns out to be Pennywise. I don't think they're going to do that in the movie though, because it's like why have that weird red herring that just leads to it's Pennywise.
Yeah.
It's like no, that's
I
weird. It works in books, but not in movies.
Yeah, I don't remember, or I don't even remember too much about the movie, the other one.
Oh, it was great. I thought it was really good.
Except for the ending, of course.
Yeah, it looks really. It looks good. It honestly looks good, and it looks like they're bringing back some of the younger cast again for maybe some flashback scenes, reshoots of some kind.
Yeah.
You know, I met the It Kids, or I didn't meet the It Kids, but I remember at Comic-Con, I was trying to interview, and that's a whole nother story. It didn't work out, but I was trying to at least meet some of the cast members of The Office, which is Oscar and Meredith, you know?
Yeah.
And then the It Kids came up and just hogged everyone's time. Like, they were causing, like, a backup, I believe, of, like, the line. So the It Kids just went up to talk to the Office people, and everyone was waiting to, like, meet the Office people, but they couldn't meet them because the It Kids were too busy talking to them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like, get out. Like, let these people meet them. Like, what are you doing? You know?
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm wondering if like what they're gonna do with them if they did like flashback stuff, because there wasn't really a lot of. I heard some darker stuff that happens in the books, and that they totally like did not put into this one. I'm like, now that they have like the older. Their older selves and stuff like that, they can really do some darker stuff with it.
They could. Do you... see, I don't want to spoil it because you've never seen it, right?
Yeah.
You never... So you don't know anything. You never even seen the Tim Curry version.
Oh, I did. I literally just don't remember it.
Oh, okay. So do you remember the ending?
I remember, like, when they go to find it.
Yeah, and then what it turns into.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they put that same image in the end of the first one.
Yeah, well, they kind of teased it because his arms turn into the thing. So they kind of teased it. Do you think they're going to do that? I mean, they kind of have to, right? That's the book.
I guess.
You know?
But
so
God, I hope they make it better than that one.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people say, like, even people who love the book are even like, I love it, but man, that ending is weird. That just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is? Really? Okay.
Oh, it's probably better if they took some liberties with it.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it. So, looking forward to it.
He turns into a giant pit because more people are afraid of heights than...
Yeah, right. Yeah. Turns into a giant pit. Turns into responsibility. Turns into college loans.
Oh no!
You just open up your door and it's just a pile of bills. You're like, no! The bills start talking. Hiya, Georgie.
Oh, fuck.
Hiya, T-Kettle.
That's so fucking dumb. That's so funny.
You want to put some money in me? You go for your wallet, it just bursts into flames. I don't know. You look at your bank account, it just drains.
Negative.
And then, like, Pennywise's face pops up on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so consensus could be good. I think it looks pretty good, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm actually a little more hyped than you. I think it looks great.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Cool.
Let's talk about something else I can't really wait for.
Yeah, this one had a disclaimer at the beginning.
It did have a disclaimer at the beginning. Spider-Man Far From Home trailer 2. Ooh. Which I appreciate they did that, first of all. But you know what I thought about? What if somebody, not knowing that, just put that trailer before Endgame? Like, they just threw the trailer before Endgame in the theater.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
Oh man, do you imagine how pissed people would be?
Oh, that would be terrible.
So there's spoilers for Avengers Endgame.
Dude, that's like, do you remember when they put in the beginning of Finding Nemo, they put Sausage Party in a...
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that had to have been terrible.
So bad. Oh man, can you imagine if someone... Oh, dude.
Oh, that hurts just thinking about it.
I know. Oh my god.
If you haven't seen Endgame, don't watch this.
It's
He's
like, what?
What? Like, everyone's like... Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And funny enough, Tom Holland's the one saying that.
Yeah,
Tom
I know, because
Holland
he spoils everything.
everything.
Did you see the clip of him at the Infinity War? Like, he went to an Infinity War premiere with the directors, and he thought he went to a post Q&A. That's what he thought he was doing, a post Q&A after the movie.
I heard about it. I didn't.
And then, yeah, there's a video of it. So he thought he was doing a post Q&A, but it turns out no, they were doing the whole thing before the movie.
That's so weird, though. That's a weird way to do it.
It is weird. So he comes out and he's like, "I'm alive, everybody."
No, I did see that actually.
He's like, "I'm alive, everybody." This fucking guy. Tom Holland, man. It's so bad.
Oh no, but you could have taken that a different way. Like, you could have taken that a different way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's just alive as in, like, he's in the real world. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, oh, no!
Oh, man.
That hurts.
So bad.
You said Infinity War, though.
No, that's what I meant, Infinity War. Because, you know, he dies in Infinity War. So they thought he saw that. So that's what you were saying was
Oh, okay, never
So they didn't know he was going to die. So when he said,
See, I
"I'm
saw
alive,"
a compilation of that stuff, so I actually thought that he was doing it for Endgame. I didn't
No,
realize that.
yeah, no.
Okay.
He came out
Thanks for
before.
clarifying.
No, it was
For me.
It was for Infinity War, so that's even worse.
Okay, whoa, boy.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly.
Oh boy, that's bad. Anyway, Spider-Man: Far From Home looks pretty good.
It does.
And
there's a lot that
There's a
gets
lot that's
said in
unpacked.
it.
Yeah. First of all, here's the thing. Okay, first of all, let's just talk about the multiverse. So they're bringing in the multiverse, you know, because Quentin Beck Mysterio is from another world. First of all, I don't think he's from. I think he's bullshitting everything he's saying.
Probably.
Because he's in the comics, he's a huge con artist. He's a con artist. He's like a master illusionist, whatever. So yeah, I don't think what he's saying is the truth. But let's just pretend it is. The multiverse, that's insane. But isn't it the whole purpose of putting the stones back was so that they didn't create multiverses?
Yes.
Or so it's like, are they kind of going against what they established?
Yeah, actually, I just saw something pop up on my phone yesterday saying that the writers of Endgame did not know that they were going to do that.
Oh, really?
Did not know.
Damn.
That's not good.
No, that's not
They're
good.
not communicating.
Yeah. So...
I mean, I know why they're not doing it. It's because they wanted to keep it under wraps as best they can.
Yeah,
but like,
for sure.
Come on, guys.
No, that's crazy because so yeah, but is no, I can't even say that because I was gonna be like, is the multiverse different than different dimensions? But that's literally what the multiverse is.
Is it different than Spider-Verse?
No, Spider-Verse is like the multiverse, you know.
Okay.
So but it's like the whole purpose of returning the stones at the end of Endgame was that you didn't have multiverse. You didn't have like different dimensions, and now they're kind of bringing that in.
Maybe there's some sort of aftermath thing that happens.
Right, like some temporal. Like,
maybe that's why they're making this the end of Phase 3.
That's true. Maybe there's like something, and in the comics, and this is one thing that's interesting. The MCU really has just become the Marvel comics because I remember reading even during Phase 1 and Phase 2, I would read some of the Marvel comics and see these crazy multiverse storylines, and even like Spider-Verse when that was released, I was like, there's no way the movies are ever going to get this crazy. Like, there's no way they're ever going to get this nuts because that's too much for the non-comic book reader.
They've definitely been able to like ease into it.
Yeah. But now I'm like, damn, they're going for it, dude. Because like I'm telling you, dude, the Marvel Comics universe is insanely intricate, complicated, and just enormous.
They're getting there.
And that's one thing I'm nervous about with Marvel, because I love Marvel, I do. I'm nervous about, because comic books are different than movies. Because comic books, one writer will take Iron Man in this direction, and all of a sudden, Iron Man's with the Guardians of the Galaxy out of nowhere during the same time. So like, there'll be an Iron Man comic book, and then Guardians of the Galaxy comic book happening simultaneously, but then Iron Man is a member of the Guardians. So you're like, what the like, how is this, what? You know? So they just do stuff like that in their comic books.
The biggest problem is going to be them keeping track of everything that's happened. And
I'm worried
like
about them getting crushed under the weight of their own continuity.
Yes.
Because sometimes comic books even get crushed under the weight of their continuity because they have 100 years of
continuity. Well, that's why they make like alternate universes, right?
Yeah, they make alternate universes, like the Ultimate Universe, because they wanted to start from scratch. But then they ended the Ultimate Universe for the same reason they started it, or for the same reason why they started it, because eventually, after 15 years, the same thing happened. The continuity got so vast because they kept, expanding upon it.
Yeah.
That the whole point of the Ultimate Universe became pointless.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and this is going to sound like weird, they got to start killing people off.
I mean,
start trimming the fat a little bit.
Trim the fat.
Just so that way they don't have too much, like, not killing people off, but like they gotta have people like kind of retire and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So
like even more people than
yes. Mm-hmm. Just because it's a little overwhelming.
That's the thing is, like, I think I could follow it, but that's only because I'm so used to the Marvel sensibility of storytelling. I'm nervous for the general audience because dude, there are general audiences who don't know why Venom is not part of the MCU. They think Venom's part of the MCU.
Yeah.
I've talked to people, I swear this is true. I've talked to multiple people who think Ang Lee's Hulk is part of the MCU. I'm not even joking.
Oh, they don't realize that they don't realize that Iron Man was the start of it?
No, they don't realize that Iron Man was the start of it. People are like, I didn't like that first one, man. That first Hulk movie. Not the one with Edward Norton, but the first one, that one was bad. And I'm like, that's not part of the MCU, guys. So if you have...
I mean, it is bad, though. But
it is. But what I'm saying is, like, it's not part of the MCU. So I'm nervous, like, if you bring in, like, this crazy intricacy, and they seem like they're kind of streamlining it, because Fox is over. The Fox X-Men is done.
Yeah.
But Sony, we still got that problem happening. I just feel like it's going to be hard for general audiences to wrap their brain around.
It's going to be hard working it as a movie, though, because you have all of these characters that you got to balance screen time with and stuff like that. Like, that's going to make it complicated, because there's, like 200 members in, like, the Avengers or something like that? There's a ton in the International Avengers.
Oh, 100%, dude. They're always putting more and more Avengers. I have a book of just the Avengers. It's like a ultimate guide book. Mm-hmm. It's like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
And it's insane how many members of the Avengers there are. You know what the irony is that Spider-Man was actually a reserve member of the Avengers for the longest time until the new Avengers. Meaning, really? Like, he wasn't like an official Avenger for a very long time. He was just a reserve member, which means
he would just come and go.
He would just come and go. Like, whenever they needed him, he would come. But he was not like a permanent member.
Yeah, and now he might as well be the face of the Avengers.
Yeah, pretty much. Not gonna go there. Never mind.
Yeah.
But anyway, we might be diving too deep into this because Mysterio could just be bullshitting. That he's from another Earth.
Yeah. Yes.
100%. I honestly think he is. I mean, he could. I mean, like, I think, and you also think, I'm sure, that he's a villain. He's using all this to his own gain, right?
Yeah.
That's your theory.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say what is, like, concrete, like, what's actually happening in this one, because, like, remember, before we even saw Endgame, we were like, oh, well, that Nick Fury is not Nick Fury.
It's the chameleon,
It's the chameleon, and, but, like, it would kind of make sense if it was the Nick Fury, and, like, where the state of, like, the Avengers are and stuff like that.
But here's the thing, too, not to interrupt you, but, if you look, and I might be reading too far into this because my theories are not proven right. I mean, remember when I said this takes place before Infinity War?
Yeah.
That's obviously not the truth. I think Nick Fury is the chameleon, and I think that because if you look at the technology they're using, like, in that cave...
No!
It's very non-advanced. It's kind of not S.H.I.E.L.D.-like. Like, he uses a freaking dart gun to incapacitate Ned. I'm like, that doesn't seem very S.H.I.E.L.D.
Then again, what's with the S.H.I.E.L.D. right now? S.H.I.E.L.D.'s kind of like...
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of dead.
That's true. So maybe they are underground. I don't know. This is all theory.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a twist with the chameleon somehow. I just feel like he might be Nick Fury. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know either.
It's going to be interesting.
Maybe he's, was it Zendaya or whatever?
Zendaya.
Oh! She was like, I know you're Spider-Man. Like, it's really obvious. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? There's like 1 million people. Like, that could be it. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, he did show up to save them in DC, and then if something happens, and then he shows up again, to save them during the field trip. It'd be like,
obvious. But it looks like he's disguising himself. Did you see his that outfit and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, like the stealth outfit.
Yeah,
that looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
It looks so cool.
But,
and did you see? I don't know. I could be reading too far into this again, but was there kind of like a diss to the Amazing Spider-Man a little bit with the cops? Because remember, like a big thing, I remember Brian mentioned, was pissed about this. Remember in The Amazing Spider-Man when Andrew Garfield was like toying with that cop? And he like takes his gun away and he's like, I just did 80% of your job, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, Brian was like, Spider-Man wouldn't do that. Spider-Man likes the cops. He's friends with the cops. Like, that's just something Spider-Man wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And he was really mad about it. And this kind of does that where he's like, well, I'm too busy doing your jobs. And they're like, oh, like, but it's kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm kidding. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like, I'm wondering, is that a little...
Yeah, they're like, this is how you should have handled it.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Sony. Speaking of that, did you see that quote from that Sony executive that was just released?
No. Well,
they don't know who said it, but in one of the meetings, this is before the MCU, they were like, Marvel has a ton of characters, and the guy was like, who gives a shit about any of these characters? Go back and negotiate only for Spider-Man, is what he said.
What?
Yeah. He's like, who gives a shit about any of these characters? I'm like, oops. You know?
Boy.
Oops.
That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
There's some great characters. I don't even think Spider-Man's the best character.
No.
You gotta get out of here.
No, I love Spider-Man. He's definitely my top 3, maybe top 5.
And Tom Holland plays him great.
He does. He definitely... No, he's great. And another critic, I can't remember who brought it up, that they're kind of making Tony the Uncle Ben of this incarnation.
Yep.
And that's kind of
I actually thought about that too.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's a part of me that likes that because it's something new, but at the same time, I'm like, man, Uncle Ben's Uncle Ben, you know what I mean?
I mean, they brought up Uncle Ben. Like,
they did, but I don't know. I feel like... See, because the thing with Homecoming, and I do like that movie, and we've discussed this before, is that they tried to be so different from Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield because they didn't want the character to get stale. I feel like they kind of lost some of the essence of that character.
Yeah, they really just eliminated like the origin story.
Yeah, completely.
You know exactly what happens. Let's just do more action.
Yeah, 100%. Let's just change the origin.
Let's just focus a little bit more on Vulture.
Yeah. So I get why they did it, but at the same time, there's a part of me that's like, oh man, I kind of miss some of that classic Spidey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like we've gotten it with Endgame a little bit, like a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. So interesting.
I mean, it still looks good.
Still look good.
Many questions that will be answered once I see the movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal always kills it.
I love him.
Can't wait. I guarantee you, because he has said the reason he was never a superhero before is not because he doesn't like it. It's just because he always wanted a role that was like that fit him. That was
and he wanted to play my favorite. My favorite Spider-Man villain.
Oh, yeah,
I love Mysterio.
Did you see that? Oh, that cover, though? I gotta show you this, dude. I gotta show you this. So, I think it was Empire or Entertainment Weekly released a cover for the new Spider-Man film. That's an homage to the classic Mysterio cover from the comics. Come on, you son of a brat. And it is fantastic. It's glorious. If I can find it. I can do this. Don't leave, people. Don't leave the podcast yet, because I just clicked on it.
Sorry.
Oh no, they're gone.
Technical issues.
We're losing our 20 subscribers. We're losing. Oh no, we're at 19. All right, here. So, you know this classic Mysterio cover from the comics? This is that new Empire. I want that shit on my wall, dude.
That is sick.
I want that on my wall, dude.
Holy shit. I really like those colors.
I know, right? It's so sick. Oh, it looks so good. Fuck. Yeah, dude. I can't wait. I love it. Okay.
Yep.
It's Marvel. I'm always creaming my jeans for Marvel, okay?
Yeah.
So, all right, so that's the trailers. Woo!
Trailers, wow. Dude, still it's 2 segments to go.
Two segments, holy crap.
Don't leave now, the movie's not to come on.
Excuse me.
Hey, theater. What do you do when you get stuck on a movie line with a guy like this behind you?
Wait a minute, why can't I
just
get my
maddening.
opinion? This a free country?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to to speed run some of these.
Can I just speed because I just saw something.
Yeah, go for it.
It's only like a couple sentences. I saw Behind the Curve on Netflix because Mitch told me about it because he said it was hilarious. It's about flat earthers, and it is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
It's hilarious how delusional these people are because these people legit think the Earth is flat. And they come up with these crazy conspiracies as to why NASA is lying to us. That some of them involve like blood rituals and like freaking alien lizard men and like all this crazy stuff. And these people are being dead serious about it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, dude. Now the documentary itself doesn't take a stance. It's just showing what these people believe. It's not saying these people are wrong or right. It's just showing it. But in doing that, these people just kind of bury their like they dig their own graves.
Yeah.
Like it's like, dude, come on. These people are ridiculous. Oh my gosh, dude. It's honestly scary though because there's a part where there's the Flat Earth convention, and then a 12-year-old comes up to ask one of the Flat Earth like experts or whatever a question. He's like, "Are you 12?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm 12, about to be 13." He's like, "Good for you. Good for your parents. Are your parents here?" He's like, "Yeah, my parents are over there." You know? So it's like these flat earther parents are pushing this on their kids, and it's kind of like the movie plays it for laughs. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. But for me, watching it, I was like, wow, that's kind of disturbing. I'm like,
it's kind of weird, yeah.
It's weird. I'm like, you're teaching your kid that the Earth is flat? Are you stupid? Like,
I mean,
the Earth is a ball. It's round.
I mean, it's that's obvious, but like, that's kind of what people do. Like, that's what people they raise their kids and spread their beliefs. Like,
yeah.
The next. Like that's.
But it's like you're going against facts at that point, and it's like, dude, you're crazy.
That's just the way the world is.
Earth
man.
is round, and a lot of it stems from their crazy need to just be conspiracize everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is.
No, you're good.
They conspiracize everything. It's like everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, chill. All right, not everything is a conspiracy.
Yeah, no one can take anything for granted.
Yeah,
or like it just like for face value. Or whatever.
Yeah, and can I spoil something about this just because it's hilarious?
Go for it.
At the so throughout the film, there's kind of a framing device where it would constantly go back to this one guy who was a flat earther, but he's kind of more of an open mind flat earther, and he was like, I want to do an experiment that proves the Earth is round. So he built or the Earth is flat or round, whatever, either way. So he built like this laser contraption that would go through like these planks, and like it would prove if the laser was at different levels at each one that the Earth would be round or whatever. So it keeps going back to that, and at the very end of the movie, it turns out that his experiment found out that the Earth was indeed round. Yeah, and then that's when it ends.
Interesting.
He's like,
so the documentary does kind of take a stance in that way.
I guess
because
so,
that's the note that it leaves you on.
Yeah, because the guy was like an experiment. He's like, look, I'm a flat earther, but I mean, if this experiment proves that it's round, then it's round. And then
it doesn't say like what it doesn't do anything else after. So the experiment ends, and he doesn't say anything, does he?
No. He's just like because the guy's on like the walkie-talkie, and he's like, do you see the laser? And if he sees it, it's flat. If he doesn't, it's round. And he's like, I don't see it. He's like, you don't see it? And he's like, no. And he's like, what about now? And he lifts it. And if he lifts it, that means it's round as well if it shows up on the other side. And he's like, do you see it now? And he's like, yeah, I see the laser. And he's like, huh. And then cuts. Credits. And it's amazing.
That is pretty funny, though.
It is funny. It's great. You should watch it because it's fascinating.
Just for shits and gigs, I guess.
That's all I saw.
All right, so I saw a couple things. I'm gonna speed run some of these, and then I'll kind of slow. If you want to wait for Pikachu, we can.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Because we got a list to go to.
Yeah. It's how long we've been hitting it.
We've been hitting it. The timer stops after a while, so.
So we'll so let me just get it because I really want to talk about this movie because it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was a movie I think we both wanted to see last year called Burning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I watched it.
The Korean film.
Yes.
It's on Hulu, right?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
So this movie, I thought was really cool. It's a movie I've been thinking about like a lot after I saw it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was giving me vibes of like Blow Up because that movie is considered to be like a mystery film, like a thriller.
Yeah.
But it's not that saying that isn't doing it justice. That movie is genreless. This movie genreless.
Really?
It doesn't really have a genre whatsoever. It's actually, I would consider it to be like kind of a deconstruction of fiction, and I'll explain that in a second. So the movie follows this main character, and he is just in the city, doing some shopping, and he runs into a girl that he used to know when he was a kid. He doesn't really remember her. Maybe he doesn't want to remember her because it seems like he was kind of a dick to her. Mm-hmm. And she they hang out. She orchestrates all of the conversation. This dude is like a blank slate. There's no personality to him whatsoever. Mm-hmm. He's the weirdest protagonist in the movie. And the movie actually kind of says that because there's like a piece of dialogue exchange like a little bit later on where like, isn't the protagonist supposed to be nuts for like, it's meaning that they're supposed to have like, crazy like wild experiences and stuff like that. Not in this case. So the movie's kind of like self-aware in that regard. Yeah. They hook up. She asks him, "Hey, can you watch my cat while I'm gone in Africa for like 2 weeks?" Yeah, sure. He goes and picks her up, and she's with this dude. This dude that apparently is her only friend, played by Steven Yeun. Or
Steven
something?
Yeun?
Yeah, from Walking Dead.
Oh, nice.
So he shows up, and he's like way more interesting than this guy. Yeah. But for some reason, the girl still likes the other guy, like the main character. Okay. And like, tell me if this sounds familiar. This dude, he's rich. He's very charming and stuff like that, and he's just kind of like has an extravagant life, and he's been through like so many things that he has so many experiences. He's like a great cook and stuff like that. I mean, they even say it. He's like Gatsby. Yeah. So in this entire movie, it plays out like Gatsby because the main character of Gatsby is like super like kind of whatever, and then Gatsby's like he's pretty much witnessing the main character through another main character. Yeah. So like that's cool. What I thought was cool about this movie, and for like I'll be honest with you, this movie is slow as shit. It's painfully slow, and that's gonna kill so many people from watching this movie. But because it's 2.5 hours long. Oh damn! And like the last 40 minutes is pretty nuts, but it does take a while to get to that point. I just think the way that it just sets itself up and stuff like that, the way that it's kind of like reversed roles, like the main character is technically really not the main character, and then what they do with it later on is really cool and fascinating.
Is it paced well at least?
I mean, I feel like I watched it with Jake and Mark, and we were having conversations trying to figure everything out and stuff like that. It doesn't. I wouldn't. If I was by myself, I feel like I'd be a little bit bored. Which is why I'm like not like in love with this movie yet. Okay. I definitely want to watch it again. Get the hell out of here, stupid fly.
Moving fly.
I'm trying to. There was something else in here that I thought was really cool about the movie. I watched it at the beginning of the week, so it's been a minute.
Would you say it's in your top 10 of last year?
No.
Honorable mention, maybe?
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I give the film like a high 8. It's one of those movies that I want to definitely rewatch again. But when I first finished the movie, I was like, it'll be a minute before I do that because of just the way it was paced and stuff like that. But now that the week has kind of gone by, I'm kind of like, I could totally watch that movie again. And I just had been thinking about the last 40 minutes of the movie for a while, and it's really like interesting the direction that it goes. There's some sort of like ambiguity there, and I really like the way that it ended. It was like a really good note. I feel like the movie had been just trying so hard to be like, okay, fiction can be boring. Like this movie is more realistic than it is like fiction. Yeah. And then it just kind of like bounces off the walls a little bit by the end, and I think the movie was very aware of that kind of thing. And there's so many dialogue pieces that like kind of reference that. It's really interesting.
You need to check it out.
I would definitely check it out.
All right.
Watch it with somebody who can keep a. I'd even watch it with you if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. Because who else am I gonna watch it with? No one else is gonna watch Burning with me. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the other one that I watched was for school. I watched Double Indemnity.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
I knew you were gonna. Yeah.
Remember when we did top 5 films we haven't seen that we want to see? Wasn't Double Indemnity like my number 3 or 2?
How about you watch the list and then you figure it out?
Say what?
How about you watch the list and then you come back to me? It might have been on your honorable mentions, actually.
It might have been. It might have been. I remember it was somewhere on.
It was on that list, yeah.
And you didn't even text
dude,
me?
it was homework. It was homework.
Fight
I was looking out for like questions and stuff like that to for school and stuff like that.
Bruh.
I love this movie. I love it.
Of course you do.
I love it so much. Actually, so it's made by Billy Wilder. So it definitely. I was concerned going into it because it was 6 years prior to Sunset Boulevard, and I'd seen several like noir films. I'm like, is this gonna stale it? Given the fact that like it's probably like traditional, but he was really good about not being that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh no, they're making a plan. Is this plan gonna go exactly like according to plan? Not with Billy Wilder. Things happen and stuff like that. He created so many like threads and stuff like that, or strings that he would just pull on them all every time he would introduce a character, and you're like, this character could ruin the plan. He would pull on that thread and make it kind of interesting. And at some points, I'm like, I don't even know who I can trust in this movie. Like, it's a complex love story. It's genius. It's genius. It even started a little bit like Sunset Boulevard because it starts off like kind of at the end of the movie, and that was something that not a lot of people were doing back then. So of course Billy Wilder had to be weird with that, and I had a lot of questions from that initial beginning or whatever, the end, and it was real cool the way that it played out.
Well, dude, it's the quintessential noir film.
Yeah.
It is the quintessential noir film. I remember when I was doing a noir, this project never really hit off the ground, but we did shoot some test footage. If you actually go on my film channel, you'll see the test footage for that film that we were going to do.
Yeah, that wasn't the thing that me and you did with Brian.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah, you were there. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there and we shot that. It was all test footage.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I was doing a lot of research about noir, and there was this one website that listed every criteria for a traditional noir, and the only movie that met every single criteria was Double Indemnity.
Yeah.
It making it like the most.
Yeah. And even still, like, even being so traditional and like kind of like a founder of the genre, and since we've seen so many of them afterwards, it's still like played with my expectations a little bit throughout the film, which was something that I appreciated about it. I love that you could still watch a movie like 70, 80 years later, and the movie still holds up fantastically. Even
Alfred Hitchcock said, and this is a quote from him, "Since Double Indemnity, the two most important words in motion pictures are Billy and Wilder."
Yeah, he's dude. He was pushing boundaries all over the place and stuff like that. Even in this movie, Robinson was Edward Robinson, the actor. He was he only played from 1931 to when this movie came out in 1944. He never played anything that wasn't the main character. Starting with like Little Caesar, he was always the main character, and he actually convinced him with the script to play that character. He was like, okay, you know what, I can't pass this up, and worked out really well. He's actually great in this movie. There's like a part, and I mean, because they had the tendency to cut a lot, and it made it so the actors didn't have to memorize a lot of lines, but there was this part where he was like 2 minutes of just rattling off like information about like suicide and stuff like that, and I'm like, whoa, like this is a lot of stuff to memorize, and the fact that he's able to do it shows how great he was back then.
For sure.
I mean, his great visual style. The dialogue is what really keeps it from like never dulling whatsoever. Like the dialogue is so good. It's like either it's just like super hard boiled, or it's like it's sexy as hell. Like it really just
femme fatale.
Just flips the switch so well. I mean, it's textbook, but like it's textbook in the best.
It created
the best
the textbook,
way.
though.
It created.
It wrote that book, though.
Yeah, chapter 1, Double Indemnity.
Yeah,
and
that's like almost like watching every single sci-fi film made post Star Wars, and then watching Star Wars and saying, "Oh, it's derivative." It's like, no, it created that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's Yeah, it couldn't be anything else. If I had, like, just because Sunset Boulevard was, like, a big deal for me. Like, it was one of the first, like, actual noir films that I watched. I would still say I like that movie just slightly more, but it's so, like, doesn't even matter. It's a 10.
Oh, I was sensing a 10.
It's a 10.
Holy crap.
I wish I'd had written stuff. I wrote so much stuff about it last night that, like,
oh my gosh.
I kind of don't have anything else
You
to
just
add.
gave a movie a 10.
Yeah.
I wish I had some celebratory music, but I don't.
Yeah, there needs to be, like, a soundboard thing.
There really needs to be.
For, like, 5s and 10s.
If we had a soundboard, I'm telling you.
Did you make a hot list? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make my own hot list. How does that feel, you little bitch?
Get into the list.
List time, like, pull that
List
bad boy up.
time.
So it's top 5 remakes.
Yeah.
And we kind of changed how we were doing it throughout me asking, or between us texting each other.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know this movie was a remake or whatever." So
Yeah.
I can't include it. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't really doing it that way. I was just kind of
Right.
like the quality of the remake, like
Yeah.
not the quality comparatively. But because you did that, I kind of changed things around a little bit.
Well,
so.
the thing is too is like because how are we going to say this is our favorite remake when we haven't seen the original? Like, what if we watch the original and we think it's better? You know.
I mean, for me, I'm familiar with all of like the stuff that's on here.
Yeah.
Like very very familiar at the very least.
No, I got you, and it was a little harder for me because, first of all, I was a little overwhelmed because I thought this list was going to be easy, and it was. It was an easier list than most, but I was like, damn, I didn't know half these films were remakes. I honestly didn't.
Really.
And I feel like a lot of websites and a lot of sources that I looked up in preparation for this list were a little loose with the term remake. In all honesty.
Probably.
To be real with you,
yeah.
But I still got a good list. I got 14 honorable mentions. So
Holy shit, you have way more than me.
Yeah. Well, my honorable mentions are a lot of the ones where I haven't seen the original,
5, 6,
or I
7.
didn't. Damn.
So you do 2, I do 1, I guess.
All right. Well, but like a lot of my honorable mentions are ones I didn't realize were remakes, so I felt the need to put them on the list, but not my main list.
Okay.
And ones where I haven't seen the original.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I actually did see for most of these I've actually seen the original as well.
Okay.
So this will be interesting.
All right, so I do 2, you do 1. Scarface. I really like the original Scarface. I honestly think it's actually kind of better than the original, but the remake, but the remake is still really good. As a matter of fact, my mom was watching it today.
Really?
Yeah, on TV.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then she started watching another show, and then the person in that show was watching Scarface. I'm not even joking. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Brian De Palma's film. It's become like a staple of Americana. Say hello to my little friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And,
very quotable.
Very quotable. Very great. And I haven't seen the original in like for years. Years, dude. James Cagney was in it, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Howard Hughes produced it.
God, that just makes sense though.
Yeah,
James
right?
Cagney was in every.
They shot like
movie.
real bullets at him for that movie.
Oh, really?
Correct. Yeah, it's insane. Back in the day, they didn't have special effects. What are you gonna do?
He's like the Tom Cruise of back then.
Yeah, right. The next one is the 2018 A Star Is Born. Ooh.
Okay. You can do that if you want.
Yeah, it's great. I love that one. But I haven't seen the original, so I that's why it's an honorable mention.
Gotcha. Okay, so actually, when we were doing this, and you were like, I haven't seen these, I didn't even know that they were remakes, and then I was like, okay, I'll change it up a little bit, because this was actually my number 1, and then I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense not to have this as number 1, even though it's like my favorite movie on the list.
The Thing.
No, it's The Departed.
Oh, okay.
The Departed is one of my favorite cat and mouse stories with an additional cat and mouse layer on top of it. The dialogue is hilarious and playful. Pacing never lets this 2.5-hour movie feel dull. Even if Infernal Affairs was superior, my history with this movie could make it impossible to see it clearly. I mean, like, no, the only reason that one isn't my number 1, even though my number 1, I didn't see the original. The reason I did it this way is because I really don't know that much about Infernal Affairs. That's completely
right.
like
the only
honest.
reason I know about that film is because I know it's the original. The Departed was based on it.
That's pretty much what I know. So that's the reason for that. But I have reasons. So
no, I get you.
This is actually going to be kind of informative for like people that listen, because it's like, oh shit, I didn't know that was a remake.
That's true. And also, you didn't really need to adjust your list because I do have some. Well, mostly like 1 or 2 on my list that I didn't see the original for. But, whatever. My next one is The Thing. I haven't seen The Thing all the way through, but I know like almost everything that happens, and I've never seen It Came From Outer Space. So.
Okay. And you got another one, right?
And Dracula. Francis Ford Coppola's
Bram
Dracula.
Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think it's a pretty good adaptation, in all honesty. It's more of an adaptation than a remake, because it's definitely not trying to remake Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Yeah.
But I think Dracula's like Bela Lugosi, because, I love Universal stuff. I love that classic Universal horror. I might like Bela Lugosi's better if I saw it. I haven't seen it, actually.
I've seen both, and I'll be honest, I really don't like the Bram Stoker's version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Was not a fan.
I thought it was okay. I'm like, you know what? It's weird. It's very weird, but I like it.
Yeah. So this one, you're probably going to be like, whoa, I'm surprised this is not on your top 5. But actually, I had to think about it a little bit.
All right.
And this one is The Fly. Because the first one was your typical Vincent Price, which in my opinion operates like a small-scale Hitchcock movie. It had sort of a Beauty and the Beast like type appeal to it. And Cronenberg's take was more like a Frankenstein tale. Both had haunting endings for their time, but many more people think that the Price one has like entered corny territory.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I kind of like them kind of similarly, like not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to my number 5, which bounced The Fly off of.
Oh, damn.
So yeah.
Okay. I got 2, but they're kind of one and then another one, just to let you know.
Okay.
So I got King Kong / Kong Skull Island.
Okay.
King Kong, the Peter Jackson, is definitely much more of a remake. Kong Skull Island is not necessarily a remake. It's more of just a different
interpretation.
interpretation.
Using the same property.
Yeah, you're using the same property. I actually really like Kong Skull Island. I think the style of that is really cool, and I liked the idea of doing something different with the character. Mm-hmm. But as a straight remake goes, King Kong's not that bad. I love the original. Nothing tops the original, though, which is the thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's an honorable mention.
Long.
It's over 3 hours, yeah. But insane. You know what? It doesn't top the original King Kong, but it's still a worthy remake. It's not one you just watch and you're like, oh, this is the worst remake I've ever seen. No, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
They spent way too much time on that boat, though, I will say.
All right.
I'm sorry. And then Godzilla. Godzilla.
Yeah, I was going to say...
2014. 2014 Godzilla.
Cool. For me, next, True Grit. Dude, you're going to...
Oh, you didn't...
What? I haven't seen the original, but this remake's quietness probably makes for a different viewing experience.
Uh-huh.
I love the acting in this, and the patience of the Coens. They were able to build like an emotionally satisfying conclusion. I feel like it's a little bit different.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you've seen both, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so... Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Very different? Okay.
We'll get into that later.
Okay.
This one I wasn't sure to add because it's a remake, but the original movie was more of a spoof of the source material it's based off of, and that's Casino Royale.
Okay, yeah.
Technically it's a remake, but it's not even like a whatever, And now speaking of Peter Sellers, this one's going to be controversial, but I actually kind of like the Pink Panther remake. I'm going to be real with you.
I haven't seen it.
I actually kind of like it. I know it got a huge bad rap, but I think it really captured the spirit of Peter Sellers. I love the Peter Sellers movies, the Pink Panther movies. I have a whole box set of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I used to watch them with my dad all the time. And the remake, it doesn't touch Peter Sellers, but it's not a bad remake.
That's the one with Stephen Martin, right?
Steve Martin, yeah.
Steve Martin.
But it's not necessarily a bad remake. I even put, look, I'll even show you. I'll cover the list. Look, I put Pink Panther, ? Because I have a feeling that if I watch it again, I might not like it.
Yeah.
It might not hold up. But I remember thinking, you know what? This is a good remake of the Peter Sellers type of slapsticky, quirky comedy.
There's like two in particular, or like one, I guess, in particular, where I'm like, if I watch it again, I probably wouldn't like it. And we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Was that 2?
Yep, that was 2.
Okay, so my next one is Ocean's 11. It boasts a good time and a stellar ensemble cast. We desperately needed a flashy heist movie for the new generation, so this remake just made sense. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the original.
Okay. My next one is 3:10 to Yuma.
Okay.
An amazing Western. I actually haven't seen the original, though. but the remake is great. And then Fistful of Dollars. I totally forgot. Yeah, Yo Jimbo. Because I even texted you. I'm like, Fistful of Dollars? What the fuck? That's a remake?
Yeah, and then I told you, and you're like,
I'm
oh,
like,
that's
oh,
right.
right. I remember hearing that. It stands so well on its own, I forget. But yeah, how can you not put Fistful of Dollars? So, there you go.
This is the one. War of the Worlds.
Really?
I actually like that movie. Like,
Okay.
I liked it when I was a kid, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it since it first came out.
Yeah.
But I imagine it could be at least entertaining. Because for me, kind of a big improvement from the original, which features UFOs on strings traveling at 0.02 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Just, it definitely didn't hold up to me. I watched that movie actually like 5 years ago.
Yeah, no,
so I was kind of into movies at that time, and I was like, even still, like, this really isn't that great.
Sci-fi does not hold up when it comes to Golden Age films.
Yeah.
Or Silver Age films.
There's actually some. I'll actually bring them up later because I have them on here. But there's a couple of them that actually kind of do.
With War of the Worlds, the remake for me. First of all, I don't hate it. I'll say that right off the bat. I think it captures the sense of like dread and paranoia really well.
That's what got me when I was a kid.
It's freaky.
I guess I was 13
and
or something.
It is kind of terrifying. But there are some parts where I'm like, with a couple character moments and a couple character decisions where I'm like,
I've completely erased that from my mind, so if I saw it, I'd probably think, oh, this sucks. Yeah, I do also remember the ending was pretty bad, too. Like, pretty dumb.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. I remember what defeats the aliens.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like the kind of like, that's kind of what it would be like, the national like disaster, and everyone's sort of like fighting for a car. Like, you see a car and you're like, that's like...
I just didn't think I had seen too many like apocalypse movies at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought they were really cool.
No, it captured dread really well, that's for sure. My next two is, this one's not... It is a remake, but it's more of just a more accurate adaptation of its source material, and that's Dread.
That's why I have that on here too, my honorable mentions.
Oh, nice.
Fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great. And then The Departed.
Okay. So I guess you're gonna have a bunch more.
Yes.
Because I have Dawn of the Dead.
I've never seen Dawn of the Dead all the way
to
through.
me, it's a solid survival horror movie. It's different though. It definitely functions as a different movie. It's like a different, because it's kind of like a sandbox horror in the original. You have like all these like things that you could like fight them with, and it was kind of like in a kind of a goofy way. Mm-hmm. You know, and they're in a mall, so they can literally just like find anything and use that to like fuck with them and stuff like that. So it's basically just that they're trying to entertain themselves as well as like surviving. Yeah, it's a completely different movie. Mm-hmm. So I do like the Zack Snyder one though.
Yeah. All right. Cool. My next one is It. Okay. You know, we just talked about it.
Yep.
And then I just name off the rest, huh?
Sure, go for it.
Magnificent Seven.
Yep.
2017. The remake of the remake.
Okay, yeah.
Son of a Woman. Didn't even know that was a remake, but I love that film. Woman in Black. Also really like that horror film. Didn't know that was a remake. And then Ben-Hur. Not the 2016 version, whatever that was. 2015 version. The one with Charlton Heston.
Okay.
No, that new Ben-Hur was
got me
garbage.
Spooked over here.
No, come on. When you say Ben-Hur,
come on, bro.
When you say Ben-Hur,
no, I have too much faith in you to think that.
Yeah, come on, dude, come on. No, when did that Ben-Hur come out? Let's see, 59.
Oh.
So we have the 1959 remake of Ben-Hur, which was a remake of I think the 1925 version of Ben-Hur. Mm-hmm. Great, but I've never seen the 25 version.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
It's up to you.
Let me go first. I feel like I'm gonna went first in a minute.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
So the one that booted off the fly, and this just makes sense, is Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Never seen it, but I want to. The original 78 version, right?
Yes. The original is founded on strictly paranoia. When the sequel came out, makeup work and effects in general had greatly improved, allowing them to use terrifying imagery and the paranoia it was founded on. Plus, the ending of the remake is just miles better. I have seen both of them.
Oh, nice.
That's the difference between that and The Fly. I think that there's a bigger gap between Invasion of the Body Snatchers original and the remake.
Right.
Versus The Fly and the other Fly.
Well, there's actually 3 remakes of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Because there's the original, the one with, then the 78 version with Donald what's his name?
Donald
Sutherland. And then there's another one that was made in the 90s, and then there was one in 2007 with Daniel Craig.
I haven't seen any of that bullshit.
Yeah,
I
I
seen
heard it
any
was
of
not
that garbage.
great, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
Cool.
Mine is number 5 only because I haven't seen the original, but I felt like I have to put it on here because it's one of my favorite films of all time. And that's The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
1939 version that Victor Fleming directed, starring Judy Garland. Victor Fleming, by the way, is a beast. You know he did Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind back to back? That's insane.
Fuck.
2 masterpieces back to back.
Holy shit.
I actually didn't know that until recently. I didn't even know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I should have included that on my list.
Yeah, it's a remake. Again, it's an adaptation of the story, but there was a 1925 silent film directed by Larry Seaman, who directed The Wizard of Oz. It was a silent film. Then Victor Fleming made the 1939 version, which we're all, made aware of.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's also, and I'm just looking at it here because I wanted to get the dates right. Did you know that there's actually a 1982 Japanese anime feature film of Wizard of Oz?
No.
Being dead serious. It's right here. I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah.
Where we at? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Whoa.
That's my Karen Gillan impression, I guess. She's
nice.
Irish, right? Yeah.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, so Wizard of Oz, my number 5. I love that film, dude.
I'm putting that on my honorable
So
mentions.
good. I'm going to remake it one day.
Oh boy, please don't.
And then, you know what? What happens is when I remake it...
What are you doing with Kuroko? Oh my god! That's my boy!
What, do you want him?
Oh, yeah! You're defiling my fucking... what do you even call this thing?
I don't know. Plushie? Yeah.
Domo. I love Kuroko.
You know what's going to happen when I remake Wizard of Oz, Tyler?
What?
2 weirdos are going to start a podcast, and one day they're going to do a list of their top 5 remakes, and my Wizard of Oz is going to be on their list.
And then a tornado comes, and during the middle of it, and then they become separated.
Yeah.
And one of them has a house fall on him.
Yeah. Like the Wicked Witch of the East.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'll be cool.
He's got red Jordans.
My number 4.
We red Jordans.
My number 4 is A Star is Born 1954. Such a major improvement from the original. There was musical numbers, flashy colors, better acting, and the dialogue. Getting you to the emotional beats had me more engaged and connected me with the characters a little further. I don't always fault a movie for doing the same thing. I just ask that if they're gonna do that, they better improve on the things that the original did.
Man, Judy Garland, this is just her episode.
Yeah.
Mentioned her trailer, then we mentioned Wizard of Oz, and then Star is Born.
Yep.
Dang, she's really... Yeah.
She's hot right now.
She's hot right now, baby. I mean, she is beautiful. Magnificent Seven was my number 4.
Yeah.
Based off of Seven Samurai, which you haven't seen.
Which I have not seen.
And I have not seen
my
either.
Number 1.
So, it's all good. That's why it's number 4. Magnificent Seven, fantastic though. I love it. Steve McQueen, freaking Yul Brynner. Down. Always. Charles Bronson.
Dude, the
yeah,
boy.
Dude, the boy.
They're all the boys.
And this is kind of what I think a remake should be as well. And I know nothing against remakes that want to pay more tribute to the original, but I always kind of like the remakes that take the original source material or the original movie and kind of just add their own little spin to it. Which, by the way, I just thought of something. I'm gonna retroactively add an honorable mention and say Disturbia. I think they did the same thing. They took Rear Window and kind of did something different with it. You know? Mm-hmm. And that's what I like remakes to do. I like them to take it and do something different. And that's what Magnificent Seven did. They turned a samurai film into a Western. And I think that's dope.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should have switched my number 4 and my number 3.
You can do it right now if you want.
Because like
it's not set in stone until you say it.
This is the thing is like most people would not disagree, but because of the way that I watched them, like it's let me in.
Okay.
I personally really like the.
It got good reviews.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking Matt Reeves, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just like if I would have watched them in a different order, it might have been a different story.
Right.
This release is nowadays the kind of thing I hate when a popular foreign film doesn't get enough traction from American audiences, so they remake it just a couple years later. When it came out and before I'd seen the original, I didn't think that way. Matt Reeves did a solid job with the remake. He changed the tone a bit to give it a more coming-of-age vibe. He showed scenes that emphasized the boys' sexual awakening and brightened the romance between them. Even now, I still think this wasn't a bad decision to remake.
All right.
I'm sticking to my guns on that one.
Nice.
It's a good movie.
Sweet.
Really good movie.
By the way, for some reason, when you mentioned that movie, another remake came to my mind, which now I'm going to also add on my honorable mentions.
Shit.
And that's David Fincher's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's a great film. Great. But I haven't seen the original, so. My number 3, Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Fantastic, dude.
I knew you were going to bring it back up because you're like,
yeah, dude.
Like
It's absolutely fantastic. This is the quintessential heist film. I've seen a lot of heist films since Ocean's 11, and none of them touch this one. Not even its sequels, and not even the original, which, by the way, I have seen, but I haven't seen. It's complicated. I've seen someone kind of do a commentary throughout the whole thing, but I didn't actually watch it.
Oh, so you didn't hear the dialogue? You just heard somebody else talking over it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I sort of saw it, but didn't. But the person doing the commentary did not like the original. Like, they actually hate the original, and that's kind of what they were talking about. Again, I'm not saying I hate the original because I haven't seen it fully. But I can already tell that Ocean's 11, the remake, is so much better, dude. Mm-hmm. Every time I see it, because they still play it on AMC sometimes, I'm always on the edge of my seat. I always have that anxiety with the heist. I always am, dumbfounded over how they pulled it off. It is the quintessential heist film. It's amazing. And I don't think a heist film since then has really topped it, you know?
There's a ton of, heist movies that I want to see. That I need to get to, like Rafifi. I really want to see
Is that the one
that.
with the sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that came out before.
Yeah, after this, you might be right. I don't know. I'd have to go through heist movie stuff. You know, he did. I thought Logan Lucky.
I didn't see that.
I thought that was pretty solid.
It's the same director.
Yeah,
Steven
that's why I bring it
Soderbergh.
up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty decent. Definitely a different type of
heist.
Yeah, definitely not flashy whatsoever.
No,
it's kind of like your backyard group of people.
I love the style of Ocean's 11 though too. It's so good. It's so good. Just the style and the suave, it's so cool.
No, it's definitely cool.
It's so flashy.
Definitely wasn't a lot of those coming out nowadays.
No.
So.
Well, Ocean's 8 came out.
Yeah, not really the same thing.
No.
Yeah. So that's your number 3?
It's number 3, yep.
Number 2, you knew it was going to be on here. It's A Fistful of Dollars. Kurosawa wasn't joking when he said it was the same movie. Take away the guns and replace them with katanas. Change the landscape just slightly, and you have the same movie beat for beat. Mm-hmm. Both function for good reason, though. Because you can really see the similarities between warring factions and the damage that they did to their community. The notion of anarchy in the West was the same in Japan. Just like the best swordsman in the land, the quickest gun in the West was the one who ruled all. I think both movies are great. And actually, I have them dead the same score.
Really?
Same score. Literally wouldn't say one is better than the other. I like them both the same.
Damn, son. That's a good remake right there.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's funny because that was your number 3 or 2, sorry.
That was my number 2.
Oh, well, my number 2 is also a Western. But it flip-flopped, man. It really did. This was my number 1 for a long time. But I had to go and say, which one made me just feel more emotion? Which one made me feel better? Which one do I have much more of an emotional attachment to? And then that's what knocked it down to number 2.
Fuck me. I just thought of another... Keep going. I just thought of another one after this.
So that's why I had to boost this down to number 2 because I didn't feel that as much as number 1. Number 2, True Grit. True Grit is an amazing Western. It definitely took the original, which was kind of more Ride into the Sunset kind of Western. It definitely ends with that as well. As a matter of fact, there was a sequel to True Grit called Rooster Cogburn. Mm-hmm. And I think Scarlett O'Hara was in that one. And but the remake by the Coen brothers really kind of takes the source material and, the original. It does pay respects to it, but really grounds it into what the real Wild West was really like. It's not flashy. It's not gun twirly. It's not kind of like your typical Saturday morning cartoon type of Western.
Yeah.
It's not your serialized Western. This is a very real kind of gritty, slow burn Western, and I really love that. I love the style. The cinematography by Roger Deakins is fantastic.
It's always good.
And Jeff Bridges gives an amazing performance. Haley Steinfeld in her debut.
So good.
So good, dude. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and she deserves it because she's a fantastic actress. I know Matt Damon gets a lot of hate for this role. I don't know why. I thought he did a really good job, and he took it in a really different direction than the original actor. I'm blanking on his name, and I feel really bad about it. I kind of want to look it up just because I feel like I got to give this guy his due. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be that one dude. Glenn Campbell, that's who it was.
Oh, Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, he was a country western singer as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as LaBeef, I think Matt Damon does a great job as well. You know, personally, just saying. But yeah, the Coen brothers did a good job. Henry Hathaway also did a great job with the original, but I mean that remake is so good, dude. It's so good, and the dialogue, it's almost Quentin Tarantino level, dude. It's that good.
Yeah, I need to rewatch.
Except the Coen brothers don't focus for 20 minutes on nailing a door to the wall.
Are you really gonna talk shit about that? You're really gonna talk shit about that?
I hated that scene, dude.
Really?
I'm gonna be real. I remember I was in the theater watching it, and I like The Hateful Eight. I do. I remember though, I was sitting there, and after like 10 minutes of them nailing this door and them screaming about this door, I was like, "Move on! Oh my god! It's still going on."
I loved it personally. They showed it twice.
It's too much though, dude.
When they do the what happened in the past or whatever, they showed it again. It's like, oh shit. It was so long. It lasted so long, and I bet you it's even longer in the extended version. No, it's not. It's really
really?
not. No.
Because I'm like, look.
So you think that's what they were gonna tack on to the movie? They're like,
Yeah,
we're just gonna make the shitty scenes longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It was a good version. It was good. I like.
No,
it.
don't get me wrong. I love The Hateful Eight. I do, and I'm not a huge Tarantino fan, but I really like Tarantino, and I don't mean to talk shit, but I do remember
that scene.
Where
I totally forgot about it.
I was like, move on. We're
Yeah.
still doing this.
What?
Like,
oh shit. So would you consider Django to be a remake?
yeah.
I would have tacked that on.
Yeah.
I seen both of them too.
Nice.
So.
You know, the original Django is in Django.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's great. Great scene. The D is silent.
I know.
I know. So it's obviously my number one is it's The Thing.
Nice.
The original was called The Thing from Another World. I haven't seen it, but it kind of got lost in translation with other sci-fi horrors like Body Snatchers or The Day the Earth Stood Still, kind of eclipsing it. Which I've seen the Day the Earth Stood Still. That version is actually when we were talking about like movies that kind of hold up for sci-fi back then. That movie is actually decent.
Day the Earth Stood Still?
Yeah, the original, but fuck that Keanu Reeves version. It was fucking dog shit.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, like, my favorite, besides Blade Runner 2049, my favorite sci-fi movie is Metropolis, and that came out in 1927.
Right.
So anyway, still this remake is nothing like the original. And 30 years prior, they couldn't pull off the makeup that this one did. Not a single film that I've seen could compete with the nightmare fuel found in these practical effects. As a cult film, as a mystery film, and as a horror film, The Thing is tremendous.
Nice.
We've definitely talked about that movie before.
Oh yeah. By the way, I kind of feel bad for just shitting on Quentin Tarantino just out of nowhere, but
no, you're good.
But I didn't shit on him. I like him. Okay, stop it. Stop going in. All right.
Your number one.
My number one is the film that I just have an emotional attachment to. I have an emotional attachment to the original and the remake. Very much so. Okay, and that is Johnny Favreau's The Jungle Book.
Okay.
The 2016 remake. You know, I have a poster of it in my wall. I love this film. It takes the original and I don't want to say grounds it. That's not the right word, but it does do something different. It does have a darker element to it. There are some darker sections of that film that are not present in the original Disney version, and I'm glad that they kind of toned down the music side of it. Although I will say The Jungle Book is one exception where I do like the music of those early Disney films. You know, this one, they acknowledge the songs and pay tribute to them and pay tribute to the original without it seeming forced.
Yeah.
You know?
The symphonic version.
Yes, symphonic. And I just love it. The visual effects, dude, are fantastic. They're photorealistic, and the new Lion King looks like it's even going to be more realistic, which is crazy. Johnny Fav is great, and I love the kid who played Mowgli. I thought he captured the spirit of the original very well. And I just love The Jungle Book, dude. I love it. It's so good. Johnny Fav, baby.
Johnny Fav. I actually had no clue what you were going to say.
Yeah, dude. Again, it was my number two because I feel like True Grit might be just a better movie, I guess, if I had to compare. But I have that attachment to the Jungle Book, dude. I love it.
And it came for a surprise, and I literally had no clue. So
yeah, dude,
it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Remakes.
No, what happened to my Fantastic Four sticker?
So remakes list.
Remakes.
You're next.
This was a long fucking episode.
Yeah, it was a long episode, dude. You know how I said at the beginning? I'm like, I'm not even tired.
I'm not even tired.
That's not true anymore. I'm tired today.
Oh man, dude. All right. Well, you just want to end it?
Yeah, just put it down.
Well, one of my favorite remakes I said, and we talked about the trailer, is It. Mm-hmm. You know what he says, right? We all suck down here.